Hello, this is a video of how to repair the different functions of these cows if something were to go wrong. The eyes are the most sensitive part of the cow. If a child pushes against them with a stick, they could become dislodged. They are designed to move. If they do become dislodged and they're not moving as they should, you have to take the top of the head off. If you need to repair the head, the first thing to do is to take the screws out of the head, and it will pop open like that. Okay? Now, if you look inside, the ear movement is right in front of you. Okay? If there's a problem with the ears, it's probably the metal braces that go into the ears. It's fairly self-explanatory. There's a spring going from the front of the Y up to the nose. So if it's a small spring, it might need to be repaired up. Now, if a child damages one of the eyes, you need to take the eye off. You can pry the eye out by putting a screwdriver behind it and go in here. Okay. No. Right there. Here's the eye mechanism. It's mounted in the cow back here. The cable comes up here so that if you need to work on the motor, it's inside the belly. You take the belly pan out and you can see the motor and you can see this device. Now, it bends and it comes in like this and works exactly like this. If a child were to grab or break this, it is designed to come loose at this point. It can be reattached using crazy glue, a thick crazy glue. You have this eye in position, and then you glue this eye so it's in the same position, and it will be back functional again. This motor is the mouth motor. It's attached with these two screws. If you need to work on it, you drop the mouth out with a screw underneath. There's a screw right here in the front. If you take that screw, here, take a look. You take this screw out and the mouth will open. Then you'll see the apparatus. You can take these two screws out and the whole unit will fall down. Leave the wires hooked up and it'll hang about here. So put a table underneath it to keep the wires from stretching. There's very little that can go wrong with the mouth unless a child pulls on the mouth and breaks this screw out, the screw that's holding the mechanism. So to fix that, you would want to put a bolt in there instead. Now the ears, as I said, can be seen, the apparatus can be seen in here. Very simple. Two bolts holding the drive mechanism, and a spring in front. There is a spring at the front that retracts it, and you can see on the nose approximately where the spring is attached. On this cow, it's right there. So if that spring needs to be replaced, you can do that. The ears have a hinge all the way down the front. And if that needs to be worked on because a child hung from it and tried to rip the ear off, you'll see that you have to replace the screws with larger screws. This is the tail mechanism. We have cut this cow so you can see the mechanism from above. This is the only cow that has this opening. The motor that drives the tail is the motor that works the ears. There's a rubber bushing inside that has a steel rod that goes to the back of the cow. Goes through a hole and into the tail. It is designed so that a child can stop it without hurting it. It should be able to take a tremendous amount of abuse. If you do want to remove the tail, there's a screw. You would grind this area till you find a large screw and remove it. And then the tail will come loose, and you'll see there's a loop in the steel rod about here that screw went through, and that held everything together.